Welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in the Cosmic Suit. It's November the 22nd. This is the anniversary of JFK's death. It's November the 22nd, 2222. Interesting number. It's also the anniversary of my dad's death. He died on November the 22nd, 1986, when I was just 17, a mere slip of a lad. God bless you both. I miss you both, even though I never met you, JFK. But I feel you in spirit, and I certainly feel my dad in spirit. He's been looking after me for the last few years enormously. I'm back in the yellow jumper, which was given away by Lewis Herms at an event in America on my tour, or the tour, not my tour, the Truth Tour. But the woman who got it had the big heart to give it back to me. And apologies if I can't remember your name. The whole tour is a blur. I've just got back. It's been 9 weeks of 50,000 miles. I'm kind of in recovery. I've done nothing I say I've done nothing. I've done no work for 4 days. I've been trying to look after myself, get my voice back, which is nearly there. But I'm back in the saddle. And because of the day, it made me think of Samuel Beckett, who I share a birthday with, 13th of April. Samuel Beckett is an Irish writer born in, I think, 1906, who I'm going to quote him for you from Krapp's last tape. Perhaps my best years are gone, when there was a chance of happiness, but I wouldn't want them back. Not with the fire in me now. No, I wouldn't want them back. So we're back in the saddle, and there's going to be a lot of updates from me coming up. But back in the saddle for me means getting back to talking about solutions and things like that. And as a lot of you watching this channel know, I tracked down the creator of Spooky 2 about 6 months ago, after I've been following his work for, I don't know, 15 years. And we've had a couple of great chats on this channel about the Rife machine and Tesla technology and things like that. And whilst I was talking to John White, who's the creator, I found out that he's also the creator of one of my favorite toys, which is the Mirrormate Coldless Cold Laser Wrist X. Let's get my P's and Q's in order. And I'm glad to bring John back now to talk about some of his other inventions that I think would be of great interest to my listeners. So hello, John. How are you?
Hello, Mark. Great, thanks. It's wonderful to have you back with us.
We've got the static back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What happened? We did the test before this, and it had gone.
I didn't touch a thing, Mark. Honestly.
Sound like a Dalek at the moment. Maybe twiddle lips.
I've lost my. There we go. Settings and audio has still got the echo cancellation.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault, but we have to fix it. Otherwise, we can't do the show. Technical difficulties.
I've just had a thought and a possible solution. So the sound output I choose. How's this?
That's better. Okay, we're in business.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
like
kind
yourself,
of thing happens.
Yeah, like yourself, I'm rather tired. So
well, you've had a baby and you've not had much sleep, and I've not had much sleep, but we're troopers. We carry on.
Absolutely. Okay.
So while I was away, I got delivery of the Microgen, the Mini Magic. It was like Christmas here. The Mirrormate light pad, and this beauty here, which is the I think this is the PEMF bed.
That's right.
Let's talk about these because I know we've talked about the Cold Laser Wrist X, which is I wear it most of the time, most days, and it's incredible the effect that has on the blood. How have you had the time to create all these other things? I mean, I knew you've been busy for 15 years, but I didn't realize this busy.
Well, actually, for the last month or two, I haven't been able to put as much time as I wanted to because of the baby coming is my second child, or our second child. And boy, the first child took like 24 hours to come, and this one took like less than an hour. She was not going to muck around. So
my third child was like that. She was born within an hour of labor.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Yeah. But they do take a lot of energy.
And she's nocturnal at the moment, so sleeps during the daytime when I'm at work, and then keeps me awake at night. So I'm sort of working on one cylinder at the moment, but I'm doing
Well,
my.
look, you're doing really well, and a lot of people watching this have had babies and appreciate that and know what it's like. And all I can say is congratulations. It's still a wonderful thing every time a new life comes into the world, and these babies are lucky to have you as a dad. I know that much.
It's when I look around at the world situation, I'm sort of a little bit, to be honest, a little bit fearful of where we're bringing her. I truly hope that humanity, the humanity comes back into civilization instead of the how it is at the moment, where it's really going off on a tangent, many tangents.
Ever was it thus?
Well, it's things were pretty well. Actually, no. But I always live in hope. I always live in hope.
You're talking to an apocalyptimist, so
yeah.
I believe in the human race, and these new kids coming in are so important, and especially having knowledge and coming from a different dimension that, and they have different jobs to do than what we did. But I applaud the work that you've done, and let's focus on that because we've only got 50 minutes today. So,
okay,
I want to talk through this technology and why it's beneficial to people, because I think it's so important. This stuff is it just cracks me up that this stuff is not available. I mean, I know why, but it still cracks me up that this stuff is not available anymore.
But okay, this video we're going to be talking about pulse TMF. The great thing about pulse TMF is that it's been around for such a longer than long time, that the medical system can't say it doesn't work. It does work, and there's been so many studies, even things you wouldn't normally associate with pulse TMF, and it's basically similar to contact mode, but instead of pushing the electrons directly through your body, it induces electrons through magnetism.
There's that wonderful word, magnetism, again, the thing that they've shrouded in secrecy, and they don't teach properly at school at all.
Not really, no. Or when they do, it's really things that are boring and not applicable for most people. That's right. Isn't it funny how they miss out on all the gems at school? They only teach algebra and all the things as soon as you leave school, you just drop it. You don't use it anymore. Or most people don't.
My boys were in the car this morning saying, what's 7/8 of 760, Dad? And how do you work it out? And I said, well, firstly, you work it out like this, but secondly, you're never going to need to use that. They're just filling your head with nonsense.
Yeah, it is. It's just facts. And I've asked a few teachers, why is it in the curriculum? And they said, well, it's to teach you how to learn.
No, the teachers are brainwashed as much as everybody else because they've been through the same indoctrination camps as everybody else. And it's just free thinkers like you that ask that question, and you would never get a straight answer because not from within the system. You just can't. It's not possible.
You're going to ask me some questions on pulse TMF, and I'm going to say to you, well, it's in the PowerPoint. Hey, I've got a presentation ready.
No, do the PowerPoint.
Yeah. It also gives me a chance to be lazy, you see, because
no, that's fine. But you don't mind if I butt in.
Oh, I've never, and you have, and you do, but I've always, I love it. I love it because it keeps me on track. And
well, the good thing with PowerPoint is it means you don't forget anything. But let's keep it a bit interesting for the viewers because, when I go to a live event, somebody gets a PowerPoint out, I'm like, but let's just keep it nice and frothy because I know you have all the knowledge in your head anyway. And
okay, I'm trying to share my screen, but I can't see any controls for that.
So you've got a button at the bottom that says present, and then you click that, and then you click share screen, or you click slides, and you find it, and then it comes up, and then I share it. While you're looking for that, when it pops up in my thing, I'll show it.
Okay, and it is.
Just getting out the microgen here to show people this is like a great little device. I say it's a great little device. I've not actually opened this one, but all the ones I have opened. It's like a mouse. Have you found it yet?
I found it just now.
Yeah, there it is. I've got it. Here we go.
Fantastic. Okay, let's start rocking.
By the way, guys, watching this, if any of this interests you, there's a link below here. You support the channel if you click that and you want to get any of these items. But anyway, let's talk about Big Magic and Mini Magic. Off you go.
Okay, there are two different pulse TMF devices that we have. The big one is, funnily enough, a little bit larger than the mini one. And the idea of pulse TMF is basically restoring your body back to where it should be. back to optimum health. Okay, how does pulsed EMF therapy work? Well, it works on a cellular level. The cells in your body have got a charge of between 70 and 100 millivolts. It's actually minus 70 to minus 100 for the pedantic people that are watching. But as people age, as we do, get stressed out, have a poor diet, which is just about everyone nowadays, or there's pollution, it all affects this potential that's across each of your cells. And so the voltage across each cell gets reduced. If it reduces between 30 to 50 millivolts, you are at a much greater risk of developing a chronic illness. And if it drops down to 15 to 20, then it gets to the big C and other really, really bad, nasty things.
I mean,
so the thing is,
could we refer to this as light in the cells as much as electricity?
Yeah, well, actually, light is energy, electricity is energy. It's the same thing,
Same
really,
thing, yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Same thing, just different words.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Now, okay, so the pulsed EMF, it recharges the batteries that are in each of your cells so that the voltage increases. It does this through magnetism, as I said before, because the magnetism is very the magnetic field is very brief. It induces a voltage inside each of your cells because your cells are conductive, and when any conductor passes through a change in magnetic field, electricity is produced. Okay, and at the very end it says how there's no harmful side effects commonly associated with dum-de-dum and also medical procedures. So it's one of these everything to win and nothing to lose things, where you can't do harm.
Yeah.
It's even safer than contact mode because there's no risk of your skin turning red because it's non-contact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how does pulsed EMF help? Well, when NASA was sending people very high up in the sky and beyond, they realized there weren't any doctors on the spacecraft, or not medical doctors. And I thought, well, gee, we better find a solution if people get sick up there. So
I'll just point out there's going to be a lot of people watching this that don't think we went to the moon, or that space doesn't exist, and that NASA is not a space agency. I'm just pointing that out for the viewers that are going to go in the comments.
Yeah, well, this is a true photo of a man on the moon, because you can tell, because you can see the Statue of Liberty in the background on his reflection. Oh, did I say it?
Glad you said that.
But anyway, nevertheless, the NASA Corporation, they conducted a study to see if the pulsed EMF could stimulate the regrowth of neural tissue. That's a very soft tissue, which takes a long time to grow. They wanted to know whether pulsed EMF could increase the speed, the rate of damaged cellular healing. And I found it increased the regrowth rate by between 250 and 400%, even without going to the moon. The pulsed EMF is also amazing for other things as well, but I think that's on the next slide. Now, the cells that they damaged, you know what they do? They use animals in laboratories, and they cut the nerve cells, separate them, and then expose them to pulsed EMF fields. It's really ugly how they do the tests. We would never do that.
There must be other ways.
Oh, absolutely. But then again, this is scientists, and that they are known to have cold hearts. They just want answers at any cost. Okay, now
I'm just going to ask you a question. So there may be people watching this that go, "Hang on a minute, EMFs are bad for you, aren't they?" Because that's what everybody thinks of EMFs, but pulsed EMFs are different.
It is different. Hey, I'll put it this way: if you go to a rock concert, and you go there for an hour and you listen to your favorite band, that's not harmful. It's actually healing. But if you stay there day in, day out, and night as well. That
Depends
will
on
be
the band,
damaging.
obviously.
Well, different, whatever, whatever you go to see, sure. But the thing is, the EMF that we're exposed to, actually, funnily enough, 60 hertz, which is what most people are exposed to in America, is not harmful. It's actually healing, but it's because it's incessant. It's all the time. It's like putting the body into overload, and that can cause the harm. Also, the intensity is wrong and the delivery is wrong. Pulsed EMF, because it's a changing magnetic field that induces the voltage in your cells, the change has to be quite quick. Whereas 60 hertz in a sinusoidal wave, which is the mains frequency, is a very slow changing magnetic field. So it doesn't induce the voltage or enough voltage within your cells. Pulsed EMF is a pulse that's repeated, at X hertz, and it can be 60 hertz, sure, but it's only a pulse and then a pause and then a pulse again at the rate of 60 hertz. So the way it's delivered is quite different.
Mm-hmm.
Did I blind you with science?
No, I'm just giving you a space to speak.
The people with migraines and insomnia, stress, anxiety, and phobias, they normally find a positive result from the use of pulsed EMF. One thing we were surprised was with our mini magic is how great it is for migraines. If you put the single coils, which I'll be showing just in a short while, on your temples, the migraines get markedly reduced or even disappear.
Well, I think the anxiety and stress aspect of this is really important because, that's still prevalent everywhere.
Well, it's great more now than before, isn't it? I mean, now
so.
we're looking down the barrel of a global war. So
Great times we live in.
Yep, great times. Okay, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and stroke patients, they've also benefited from the use of pulsed EMF. For people that don't want to just take my word for it, if you want to look at the scientific literature, you'll only find praise for pulsed EMF. You won't find anything in the way of harm or negative detrimental effects from someone using pulsed EMF.
That's interesting. That's just because it's been around for so long, they couldn't really put the lid on it.
Yeah, because they couldn't say, well, in this, one person once died or got seriously affected by it. I mean, this happens every day with people on, but on pulsed EMF, no, it's really, really safe, really safe. Now, your body's natural endorphins, which is your happiness. Effective pain relief for arthritis, joint pain, fibromyalgia, back pain, and ankylosing spondylitis.
So you lost me on that one. Ankylosing spondylitis. What's that?
Oh, that's when your bones start seizing up. Your bones start joining together. It's quite nasty and very, very painful. Well, pulsed EMF does give great relief for that.
Cool. Okay.
Now for bone regeneration, actually, you can see my mouse, can't you? Bone regeneration, that's actually quite important. If you break a bone and you place the coils over where the bone is broken, your bone will heal much faster. Your bones will knit together very quickly.
Jacqueline, if you're watching this, pay attention. When we were on retreat in Morocco on the first day, we had a car crash, and one of the women on the retreat got a wrist broken, and fortunately decided not to have surgery for the metal to go into the wrist. And this is the kind of, I mean, I think this works in a similar way. You know, cats when they purr.
Yes.
They heal their own bones.
Absolutely.
That's why cats have 9 lives, because of the frequency that they're purring.
So this is not far from the truth. That's
cat is a PEMF device.
What these cold-hearted scientists have done, they clean cut bone of a living animal, and they separated it. they separated it to the point where the bone would not heal naturally. It is too far for the bone to knit together, but it did knit together when it's exposed to a pulsed EMF field. So it's great. Now, this recently, a family member broke their foot. Now, like a wrist, the foot also has lots of tiny bones, and it's really hard to get everything to knit together properly and heal. And he was looking at 3-4 months of keeping weight off the foot and then being in a cast and all the rest of it, or a brace. Two things were in his favour. One is that he's a young guy. The second one is that I found out about it. So I brought a mini magic, taught him how to use it, and within 3 weeks he was putting weight on it. And
how does it let them know because the foot is an extremely complicated bone structure like the ear, and how does it know which one to knit to?
It's the body that knows. It's not the pulsed EMF that's doing the knitting. It's just aiding the body. The body is trying to make two bones knit together.
Yeah.
It's like a plant. A plant will grow, but you can help the plant to grow by putting water on it.
Yeah.
You're not making the plant grow. You're helping it to grow.
What comes to mind is Rupert Sheldrake's morphic resonance field. But anyway, I digress.
Well, that's an interesting digression. I don't know about this one. Is this again where someone is in a field and they heal?
No, it's there were 2 TED Talks that were taken down about 10 years ago for going against science.
As they are.
Doing that in air quotations. One was Graham Hancock's called The War on Consciousness, and the other one was Rupert Sheldrake. Interesting, both British guys. And his was about the morphic resonance field, which is basically, the guy's a genius. He asked a question like, how does a giraffe know it's a giraffe? And he talks about it like there's this field of information, a bit like when you make papier-mâché and you create a net out of chicken wire in the shape of a giraffe, and then the material grows around that morphic resonance field. This is what I was thinking about when you're talking about the bones knowing where to knit. The body knows, and I think it's related to that, is all I was saying.
It does sound like it is related to that. The body is very intelligent. It doesn't like to be sick, and it wants to heal itself, and it's got the knowledge to do it, but sometimes it doesn't have the energy
or the environment.
Yeah.
Pulsed
EMF is also great for muscle damage, torn ligaments, and skin injuries as well.
Would it be useful for brain trauma?
Interesting. It is used for brain trauma as we speak. There are helmets that you can buy that put the brain within a magnetic field. In fact, that's the way it's got to be done, because the skull is an insulator. So you can't, it's not very good. It's not easy to pass an electric current directly through the brain. But you can do it safely and easily using a magnetic field to induce the current into your brain.
Yeah, I was only asking because a friend of mine was in a car accident a couple of months ago and is suffering from brain trauma and speech impediment. I've been trying. I gave him the bed, this one to lie on, but he's.
I can't see.
Oh, sorry. Can you not? It's the big bed.
Okay, right.
But while I was away, he stopped using it. So hopefully,
well,
he'll be
the mat would be great for that, because you can leave it running all the time. You don't have to be so diligent. But for something that's small and focused like your brain, maybe mini magic might be the way to go.
Okay. Well, let's move along. That's
okay.
Thank you.
And also the nerve pain issues, which is what I covered earlier on. Okay. Now these are the 2 units there. The mini magic's on the right, and showing the single coils there, and its bigger brother, the big magic, is on the left. Both of them come with coil testers to make sure the field's doing the pulsing as it should. It's got flashing LEDs that come up. Now the big magic's really good for chronic conditions that have been ongoing, and you just want these issues gone, but they've been with you a long time. So that is to be designed so you can just sleep on it.
There's things like arthritis and stuff like that.
Yeah. A family member of mine. I've been told off for naming names, so I just call them the blanket term family members.
Yeah.
He sleeps on it, and I've actually given him 2 because he's got 2 legs, and he wanted to have one very focused down each leg. And they've been helping with his knees tremendously.
I'm going to get one of these for my mum, and I'm also thinking about using it as preventative. So I'm going to put it on my bed. What is it? That's got to be. It's just going to be good all round, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's I don't know whether the video has been pulled on YouTube, but this dog that lived to 19. That's kind of a good age, but when it was last videoed, it's still the energy of like a puppy and the playfulness of a puppy, and he slept on a Pulse TMF mat. It wasn't ours, but it was another one. Actually, I'll make the point too. Now, if people are wondering why are our Pulse TMF devices are better than others, we know that ours are good, but we won't compare them with others because most Pulse TMF devices are pretty good. They do tend to be rather expensive, and that's really the thing. One of the things, I guess. We've modelled ours around the NASA study, so we've got science backing it up. But really, if you've got a Pulse TMF device, just keep it. If you haven't, then grab one of ours because you can afford them.
Well, that's the thing I'd say to viewers that have not seen John before. John's ethos is real, and when I first came, I'll just explain this, John. There's 2 or 3 videos of me and John over the last 6 months. You can find on theMarkAttwoodShow.com, on YouTube, Rumble, or BitChute. And if you search for the name John White, you should find them. And I started following John 12, 15 years ago when he had an open source project to build the Rife machine, the Spooky 2. And the brief was to create one of these things that you could make from parts from Tandy, if I remember correctly. And, because those machines never went away, even though Rife had his machines built in the 1920s, the technology never went away. It's just that the machines were like $50,000, $80,000. And John has got that down to $2,000, right? And by the way, John, I met loads of people in the States on my tour. I did a 17-day tour of America it's called the Truth Tour 2. And the amount of people that came up to me and said, "I've got a Spooky 2," was just brilliant. It was just lovely to actually meet people that have got them. There are a few people that need a little bit more technical help in setting them up, including me, because I'm using them at a really base level. But that's something I'd like to address with the viewers at some point. But John, to those people who've not seen John before, believe me, the reason I keep getting him back on is not only because he makes incredible machines and has an amazing team in China that really care. This is the ethos to all of these machines that John builds is really just to get this healing, this really simple technology actually done very, very well into as many homes as possible, because prevention is better than cure. And often the things that these things cure mean that you don't need the alternatives being offered by the mainstream.
Right. And the prices that they do charge 500 plus % profit. They go straight into their pockets, which is just wrong,
Yeah.
But anyway, that's whatever they want to do, I guess. Okay. Now Mini Magic. It's got a square waveform. People ask how strong is it? Well, it's not that strong, For each pulse, 32 amps passes through these tiny coils, and they produce quite a powerful voltage, but for such a brief period of time, 80 microseconds is 80 millionths of a second. You can't measure it directly using normal means, but it gives a very brief spike, which does the magic. It's got 3 power levels, which is adjustable from this dial here.
And basically, these things are designed so you can strap them to your specific problem area, and then you use this device to set the pulses, I guess.
Yeah, well, I hurt my ankle just a short while ago, and I slipped it inside. I slipped the coils in my socks and had the wires inside my trousers, and just had it in my pocket. And so no one knew that I had this injury, and it helped no end in the recovery. I only had it for 2 days. Normally it'll be much longer. So yeah, it's a small portable device. It's really fantastic for problems that have suddenly arisen with injuries like sport injuries, if you sprain your muscle, or if you knock yourself in some way. And yeah, it's been designed so it's battery powered, lasts a full day on a single 9-volt battery. It can run on a rechargeable battery, rechargeable 9-volt, or you can plug it into a USB port if you're at work and you've got a computer in front of you. Just plug it into there, and away you go. It's got 2 different size coils: the single coil for small areas, and the quad coils for the larger area. The small coils, even though they're smaller, it means the magnetic field is more focused and more intense. The same field is shared across 4 coils in these other units.
Have you got any evidence, anecdotal or otherwise, of this helping with hernias?
That's interesting. Soft tissue. We have a reviews site. I'm not sure about hernias.
I'll go and check that out, because my
Yeah.
hernia's been healing itself over the last couple of years. I've been doing.
Oh, right. Good.
I'm going to try it out on that.
Yeah, don't put any mesh in there. That's the worst thing you can do.
Really? I'm glad you said that, because I've been avoiding the surgery for obvious reasons, because I don't trust anybody that wears a white coat.
No, I don't either. Well, the good thing about, people ask, are our devices good for this or good for that? If you read on any website where if Pulse TMF has had a result for something, then ours will do the same. It's it basically gives your body the energy to heal. So the list is just too long for us to itemize each individual one. We were collecting a truckload of testimonies, but then we were told we had to remove them.
Yeah, because you can't
can
make
guess,
claims.
We argued that it wasn't us making the claim, but because we were showing it, we were being forced to discontinue sale of our product. We didn't want that, so we had to remove all those testimonials, which is crazy. I mean, gosh, your viewers probably do know,
Everybody watching this understands how it works. So, do your own
Okay.
independent research.
Okay, great.
We all understand this. So that's
Great. Okay.
why you're on the show.
Yeah. Okay, now there's different ways you can have the coils. You can have them side by side to have a larger treatment area. You can have them across the point of injury. The interesting thing is, if you do that, the field between the coils is uniform. It's the same magnetic strength all the way through. So again, guarantees a deep penetration. You can stack them as well to double the strength of the magnetic field. Comes with a belt to make you look skinny and also to hold the coils in place. You can use it, on your waist or your leg or wherever.
Cool. I'll try that around the waist. Hello, somebody's talking.
Yes. Can you hear that?
No.
Oops. Okay, you can't hear that?
That's okay. We'll skip that one.
I'll see if I can increase the... Oops. Can you hear that?
No, I think it might be something to do with the way StreamYard does this, so let's skip that.
Skip it, okay.
Yeah.
There was one... Yeah, the audio has gone strange, isn't it? There was a one testimonial from a woman who had tremendous results from Pulse TMF. There's another video too. Oh, no, there's not. Okay, now, yeah, there is, but it's a little bit later. Actually, this other video, this testimony is really amazing. It's a doctor from 45 years experience.
Well, look, everybody here trusts you, so just give us the summation of it because
Okay,
we haven't got time to
50 minutes. Okay, okay. I'll summarize. Big magic, bigger, stronger, faster. Well, it covers more of the body because you can sleep on it. So it's a guaranteed 7, 8, 9 hours of treatment. It's nice and gentle, as is the mini magic. It can work off a 9-volt DC power adapter. It uses the natural frequency of the earth, which I'm sure your viewers know about. It's got 2 power levels. It's really good for chronic conditions which have been with you for a long time, and yeah, it looks like they're not going away. And similar sort of things like nerve, bone, and those sort of issues can be resolved. Generally, chronic conditions take longer to heal because they've become more established. Okay, now this is showing how you can plug it in. Here, there's the mat still folded. They should have shown it unfolded, but nevertheless. And here's you show the woman sleeping on it. Normally, the main unit will be just on a bedside cabinet or somewhere that you wouldn't normally have it right there. And you can also place it over your lap while you're playing on your computer or whatever. You can be creative. Oops. Okay, I've skipped that one. But that doctor, he uses it in his clinic. He was practicing. I wonder if I go back. He's been practicing for 45 years. He's a wonderful person, and he swears by the big magic. He says the big magic really. For most people that come in to see him, he just puts them straight on the big magic. And then he asks, "What's your problem?" Because it's so broad spectrum what the unit can do.
Well, we need more doctors like him.
We do. But look, it looks like he's basically working from home now.
Well, he's probably been deregistered somewhere.
Probably been deregistered. Oh man. Okay, so now you've got a sale going on. Now you've got links that also give discounts, haven't you? So
yeah. So yeah, there's a link near the video if you want to get either of these devices, and there's a sale this Black Friday thing, which is until November the 21st. Oh, until November the 30th. So if you're watching this after November the 30th, the sale will be over. But if you're watching it before, the sale will be on, and it's a good time to go and get them.
Yep. That's it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
There was me thinking it'd be like a 2-hour thing. I had to condense it down.
Oh well, you know me.
Well, we did talk. I mean, that's fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to testing these out myself because I've literally only got back a couple of days ago, and these were in the post box. So thank you for sending them. I do want to talk about this briefly, which is the light pad, because we've talked about the Laser Wrist X, and I remember you showing me this light pad a couple of months ago, and it's arrived. So thank you for that, because this is the one that does a similar thing to the laser, except you can put it across any area.
36 lasers in that beauty. That is really.
Oh, I love it. What do you recommend I do with this first?
Do you have what we're talking about? Actually, it'll be good for your hernia because it does have penetration. It's got the 86 nanometer lasers in there, so you can place it over your hernia site. Now, if you've got any aches or pains, you've got a sore knee, because it's also great for that as well.
Yeah, that's weird. I have got a sore knee.
Intuition.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, there you go. Well, just strap it on or place it on. The thing I really like about the light pad is, apart from the fact that it's so beautiful, square.
It's gorgeous. Look at it. It's really well made.
It is, and it's heavy. You know, it's got stuff in it. Yeah. It's quite powerful. It's probably one of the more powerful cold laser devices around. 36 cold lasers. You can use it for hair loss. And
really?
Because it's
right.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be locked in for 3 days. Right. Next, knee next.
Yeah. Did you
not bother using it?
I shave every morning. I actually like my look. I never have a bad hair day.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to the hairdressers tomorrow, and part of me was thinking, should I just shave it all off?
Yeah, well, I spent about 2 years thinking, should I? And then I thought, well, Yeah. Okay.
Because we're blokes, we can't. I had bad hair this morning, and I was in a cafe, and I go, "Oh God, it looks terrible." And I was like, "Just get rid of it."
Were you personally involved in one of the accidents that you mentioned earlier?
Well, I was in the car behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like first on the scene, one of the first on the
Oh,
scene.
okay.
Yeah,
If you have been subject to any sort of trauma, sometimes in your body doesn't feel the injury until a bit of time. So
yeah,
if you do get knocked about, it'll be good to use the light pad or the mat on where you think the injury may have been. The light pad is good for blood flow, so it's good for bruises if you've got bruises as well. That light pad is our cold laser wrist. That's quite a cool device because you wear it on your wrist and walk around and
I love it.
ooh. But light pad is something else again because it's got so many of the cold lasers there, cover such a large area, and you can still use it on your wrist. If you want to make your blood healthier, you can still use it for that. So
Yeah,
if I
we
was you,
did a whole video on that, guys, and I think I put Dr. Evil on the thumbnail using lasers. So you should be able to find that easily in the YouTube playlist.
yeah. So
But yeah, well, great information. PEMF. Do your own research, guys. But this is John. He's my trusted source for this kind of stuff. And thank you, John. I'm going to let you go and get some sleep.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for letting me come on your show. Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to see you, and best of luck with the new baby and everything else. And don't live in fear. It's all going to be good.
I hope so. Thank you.
I know. I'm telling you. And if it
Okay.
isn't, we're all dead anyway. So who cares?
Well, you've never, when I think about it, you've never let me down. So who am
No,
I to question you? You've never let me down.
you've never let me down. That's not bad, is it?
No, not bad. Not
In the
bad.
middle of all this shit, there's at least two people who haven't let each other down. But and God bless to everybody and all the guys in the Mirror Mate and Spooky 2 factories and Penny. Thanks for organising all of this, and you guys watching, stay in touch. Don't forget to be on my email list, which is below this video. As always, all the links below this video are there for you, and including one relating to this interview. So, if you feel inspired for better health, go and get a Mirror Mate. PEMF and the light laser stuff, and Spooky 2 if you can afford it. And if you can't, get together with a bunch of people so that you don't need a Spooky 2 every day, but if you've got one in your community or your family, it's a fantastic resource.
Well, everyone, thank you for watching.
Cheers. Take care, John.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
Bye-bye.